I got the 30 seconds.
Okay, so going to be the general community and feedback on anything. Well, hi everyone, my name is Stacy and I'm here to tell you about Hacker Gals and how you can help. So when I say the name hacker, what do you think of?
Computer.
Computer, yes. Nothing to do with that. So, Hacker Gals is a community group of diverse women in Kalamazoo who meet in a common space to work on projects. And the variety of the experience adds to the resources, so that helps gals learn faster. And a problem I have found is that resources tend to be scarce and hard to find. So when that happens, Hacker Gals are able to draw upon each other and get things done. So let me give you an example. So we've been doing open houses, and you might find someone like Kiana. She's married and she has 2 young kids, and she appreciates having a space to go to work on job applications. But even more than that, Peggy might be there working on her book, and Kiana would be part of the group that could give feedback to help Peggy with her book idea. So when resources are scarce, Hacker Gals are able to draw upon each other and modify their situation to their need. Now, there's a lot of guys in the room here. So you might be thinking, well, how is this going to help me? But I bet a lot of you actually have wives, daughters, girlfriends, moms, some other female in your life who's important. And just think of how they might benefit from something like this. So here's how you can help. For the last few months, we've been able to utilize the Starting Gate space at Western Michigan University. But what we really need is a space of our own. We also need more people to know about Hacker Gals. So here's where you can find information and be able to share it. For one, anybody on Facebook? Alright, so Hacker Gals Facebook page, you can like it and get some of the information there. If you still want more information, I have an email distribution list that I'd be happy to add you to tonight. And I've been sending out weekly emails that keep you informed of the events. And most importantly, I mean, just share this information, share it with other people you know, and feel free to ask me questions about it. Just remember, when resources are scarce, Hacker Gals are able to draw upon each other, and Hacker Gals are able to draw upon each other and modify their situation. Thanks for your time.
Same feedback as I gave Andrew. I want to know more about the problem. A lot more about the problem. Because I was just trying to put my head in the space of only what you said here during this pitch. I know a lot more about what you're trying to do than just what I heard in the pitch. Just what I heard in the pitch, I didn't really understand or wasn't really convinced that the problem was important. And so then when you're talking about the solution, I'm not really interested in the solution if I don't think the problem's important. So I would focus more on the problem. I would spend more, even you spend half your time talking about the problem, I don't think that would be time poorly spent in either of your cases. If it's problem, solution, and team, those are the 3 things you can hit. You got market and all that stuff in there too. You'll have more time in a real pitch, but I don't know. That's.
I have 15 minutes in the room.
Maybe I'm the only one here that wants to hear more about the problem, but that's for both of you guys. I would love to hear more about the problem and be really convinced it's an important problem.
So how would you explain the problem more?
Well, what I found through my own personal experience and through discussions with others is that when you're trying to find answers to things, the resources to finding it, any kind of problem. I mean, my own examples or going through divorce, going through grad school, and losing weight. But it's like, how do you find all these different resources? And it takes a long time. And if you're doing it by yourself, then it's that much harder. But if everybody right here, right now, has their own background. So even this, it's like you're already contributing to that same thing. So what I'm doing is a group of gals, and then the bottom line would also be to help empower, because if you're finding that information and you're able to complete whatever it is that you're trying to do, then you feel better about it, especially if it's faster. You feel better about it, and then it benefits everyone around you too.
Does that explain the problem better, Dan? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think your own personal experience, if you start with that's good. And then if you can expand that and provide me some valid, like, here was my experience. It was hard to find this information, and also I would prefer to find this information in a relational way than in a dry information hunting way. And there wasn't a way for me to do that. So if you can tell your own story and then provide me some validation that there's a lot of other people like you, like those two components, now I'm like, okay, this was something you struggled with, and you figured out that there's all these other people that are struggling with it too. Okay, now we have an important problem. I wonder how you're going to fix this, and now I'm interested in when you start talking about the solution.
I also think that you could highlight the fact, which you found out, which is that when you get feedback from other people, it progresses things more quickly. And it actually broadens or else solidifies what you're thinking about and working on. So that's one of the reasons you want this group of people with you, right?
One word that came to my top of my head when you were talking about this was community, and just the power of people together and the ability to solve problems. So that might be a way to frame it in a story way of, talking about an example of somebody struggles trying to, let's say, adopt a kid by themselves. They're not talking to friends. They're just trying to learn and struggle. And they make all the same mistakes. Whereas if it's a group of people that know other people that can help them connect, the process takes half as long. And that, just an example of what community is a word that I would definitely, because that's what you're describing.
Yes.
I like the flow of your presentation is by far the best I've seen it, as far as your flow and your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
So I was able to understand everything you were saying, and other than a tiny couple little hiccups, they all happen. I mean, that went really well. Now you got to just decide which version of your pitch, because you've done the pitch with your story at the beginning, but it didn't flow as well when you did it. So now you have to decide. You have to take all the feedback back and decide which version of the pitch works best for you. Maybe combine elements of all of these. Especially if you have a 5-minute pitch, you can almost combine your old pitch and your current pitch.
Yes.
Put it all there.
5 minutes, I can tell a little bit more.
Right. Which would be great. And the other thing, working on the pitch is a great thing to do and needs to be done. But I think as your plan develops more and as you have more events, your pitch will start to write itself more. And I know you've gotten a little hung up on like exact wording and little things like that. You can play that game all day.
Did it sound that way though?
No, this time.
Yeah.
No. Did that. We should move on. Really cool.
Well, it didn't. I think someone wouldn't have said you were hung up on exact wording, but the symptom of that is starting a sentence and then starting it again because you didn't say it exactly how you practiced it, and so it still comes across as sort of a stop and a start.
True, but like at the end, right? When
Right.
You didn't have, you wanted to get your tagline slogan out,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
floated it.
you kind of stumbled.
You're gonna throw something else.
Right at the end. I had it earlier.
Practice.
Yeah, there's like, if there's like a nugget that's like, I want to say it exactly like this. Memorize that nugget, but the more you memorize, the more chance it is that your brain is gonna short circuit once the pressure turns on. Like, you have an outline, you can just kind of riff off of it, but memorized stuff is what makes people freeze. And like, it's like,
I like the flow of this.
I have one of those straight line and my brain stopped and now I have nowhere to go.
It's an exciting candidate.
And again, it's like Matt, you know, I talked about this for a while. The energy level, like JJ was saying, and the smile is a lot better than in the past.
Every time there's a charm